My biggest gripe at Micah Parsons is Micah Parsons to me.
Right.
This is just Jesse Holley. Is probably the most selfish player on this football team. One of the reasons why Micah Parsons does not want to play linebacker, it's too much of a responsibility.
Oh wow.
Definitely more responsibility for sure.
I got to study harder. I got to now look at keys and formations, all that. See when Micah get lined up
Yeah.
and just go get the quarterback, and I'm not calling him a dumb player. I'm
Right,
not calling
right,
him dumb at all.
True.
There's no thinking in that.
Welcome to another session with them Dennis boys. You got your boy B.
Debo.
EJ.
We come to talk about this controversial video that's coming out about Jesse Holley calling out Micah and him being selfish. So I want to see what y'all boys thought about that, man.
Well, I let Dad go and have his little spill first. So.
Well, no, I'm gonna let you go ahead because what I have is more.
Well, I was just waiting on somebody to actually point this out, and I've been feeling this way the whole season, really, just based off of tapes and errors. And if you watch film, you've seen that some plays he'll take off. He don't put in the effort. So to me, and being the guy who's speaking in the locker room and on social media, pushing certain things, to me that is selfish because now you're looking at you're pushing out, looking out for yourself. So it's like, are you really for the team or are you for yourself? Are you ready for like? He's breaking up his sacks and what kind of sacks he got. If you go watch the sideline clips and stuff like that, he talks about, hey, this the money game. You know what I'm saying? Like the playoffs don't count. So when somebody's saying stuff like that, that you telling us where your mind is at. So that's why I say too. That's why I agree with the Jesse Holley saying what he said.
I feel you.
Well, go ahead, man. I'm gonna let you go.
The most glaring thing that he said to me was about him, the reason for him not wanting to play linebacker. He's trying to take the shortcut, to getting paid. He's not willing to take on the responsibility and the workload of actually studying film. And him bringing up Fred Warner, that comparison brought it home. You know what I'm saying? He's like, he ain't faster than him, he ain't stronger than him, he ain't better than him in category. But that film lets you know he prepares. Right. Fred knows everything that's going on before it happens. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he called him out in that aspect really brought it home for me.
Well, I'm gonna look at this from a completely different aspect than you guys are. First and foremost, you should one person should never really comment on another person's bag. I mean, it's everybody. No one's in this game for free. Everyone's trying to get paid, and to say that this person, speaking of Micah Parsons, that his main design is just for that, and that's not geared towards team success, I don't think is a fair statement or a fair depiction of Micah Parsons as we've known him. Yes, everyone's entitled to their personal opinion in terms of what they see, but unless you're behind the scenes, unless you're in the locker room, unless you're a teammate, coach, or administrator, you are really speculating about one's character. You're speculating about what one's drive and desire is. And I just don't believe that putting that kind of information out there, one, and this is where I say I differ than you guys in terms of looking at this. One, I look at it as just another step in further trying to deteriorate the building of what we're trying to build as a team. And what I mean by that is to put this out there coming on the heels of the family members conversation that was just recently out there. You tie this in with that, it's a bunch of negative stuff. Holley is supposed to be a quote unquote an insider with the Cowboys. My thing is that if you're an insider, I just don't think you should put that kind of information out there. I think it further deteriorates a team aspect, a team building aspect. Yes, you can say anything you want to say. That's your prerogative. I mean, it's a free world. Media's out there free. But coming from his aspect as a former Cowboy, I don't respect the fact that he would put this kind of information out there. I just don't think it's a good thing for the team.
I feel in that, but this new day and age, and my mindset is team first. If you want to build a culture and really have guys who are really about that life and building that right culture, you got to call guys out. It's about accountability. Nothing would change if you don't. Jesse's been tapped in since he been out the game. He's been on on the sidelines, and now he's deeply rooted within with the writers and on the media side. So he really knows what's going on. So he's biting his tongue, I'm sure, about a lot of stuff. And a lot of other writers they call him out too, but he bringing home how he presented it was what gaining traction for me. And the fact that what did he say about the I just had it. Oh, about the TJ Watt and Myles Garrett, the things he brought about that. What Debo was talking about earlier in the year. Right. That's the glaring issues. He called that point out too. That letting you know he's not doing all he needs to do to be that guy they giving him the credit to be. Correct. So that's all Debo was saying earlier in the year. Like he's not living up to that bill. You comparing him to LT, that was premature. It's already been that's solidified. He's not that. He has the talent, but
Two things. One, I can guarantee you, if there's going to be some rebuttal to this conversation that we're having right now, coming from Jesse Holley, y'all of all people know Micah Parsons is going to put it out there. I personally can't wait to see. If there's no noise about it, then I'll have to concur and go along with the flow. But I guarantee you there's going to be some rebuttal. Secondly,
good. That's what it's for. That's what we need. We need rebuttal. Right. That's how you get progress.
Exactly.
Secondly, I've heard you, Debo, during the course of the year and your criticism of Micah Parsons. Some of what you have said, I can agree with at times, but overall, I'm looking at the man. The man I'm seeing on the field seems like he's busting his ass. Does he take plays off? I'll be the first to admit that, yeah, he does. But I'm seeing a man fighting through, trying to get to a quarterback 90% of the times. That's what my eyes see.
But the point he was making is, are you preparing? Like you don't have to work as hard if you're preparing properly. Right. If you know the answer to the test, you don't have to work as hard. That's the point he made. He has to prepare himself.
But here again,
to another level.
Here again, we're going on the word of a Jesse Holley. We're not insiders. We're not privy to that information.
He is though.
At some point, you're giving Jesse Holley a little bit too much credit, I believe. But at some point,
I don't think you know how tapped in he is. I think that's where you missed it.
Think about all the guys that came and gone with Dallas Cowboy media.
He sit down and do a podcast with people like Nate Newton and people who actually working hands on with these.
I'm familiar with who Jesse Holley is. Trust me.
Do you know who he is today though?
Hey,
football long ago for him.
I listen to him all the time. I'm familiar with who Jesse Holley is. My point is, if this is indeed the case, something would have leaked prior to now to give some indication of that. I have not seen anything that gives indication of what he's saying.
Who got the balls to speak against the franchise player?
Obviously, Jesse Holley. And who is Jesse Holley to speak against the franchise player?
He about to be somebody now because he called him out.
Yeah, but like I said, in the coming days, we'll find out because you know, Micah Parsons is going to rebut that.
So tell me this,
he's going to rebut it in such a way that
I hope
we'll definitely know.
So tell me this. So if Parsons doesn't answer back or rebuttal the situation, then how would you feel about that?
I would have to say that there has to be some degree of truth to it.
Hmm.
But the other side of that spectrum is he may not choose to go down to that level. And then if he doesn't, you can't really say that, it's still true based on him not speaking. Him not speaking shows a side of maturity and not going down to that level. But I give him, from what I've seen and what we know of Micah Parson, he's gonna say something, and I can't wait to see his next podcast.
Yeah, I'll say if his podcast, whenever he does it, I guess he usually doesn't do it Monday. If he does it and doesn't bring it up, then that tell you everything you need to know.
100.
Because the fans gonna want to hear about it, and you don't see it in the comments. People bringing it up, so we'll see.
Okay, well, let's take the conversation to another level. Let's say what Jesse Holley say is true. What are you guys saying? Where's Micah Parsons go from here? What are you looking for him now? From him now? What
Either he gonna step his game up as a DN, or he gonna take the challenge on as a linebacker and show everybody that he's capable of doing it.
What is your preference?
I won't know until after the draft.
No, you should know. You should really know now which position you think he's better at.
No, I tell you, I got to answer for that. My preference is to go back to year one when we had him at linebacker, and at times we sprinkled him in at DN. You can do both. You're that great. You can do it. It's just like you said.
He's been alternating.
It's the prepreration, like you said.
He's been doing that during the season. He's been going back and forth. He hasn't. They sometimes.
No, they will line him up. They will line him up on the line, and he will drop back in coverage sometimes. That's not the same as playing linebacker.
But he's dropping back in coverage from the middle.
If that's on the DN, still from the DN spot, kind of like a hybrid, like a outside linebacker type of thing. Yeah,
exactly. So he's not technically he's not lined up at linebacker. They got him looking like he's on a pass rush against whoever's in the middle, and then he'll drop him back in coverage every once in a while. We don't even do that a lot.
Yeah, I probably seen a handful of time where he was not lined up out at the left hand spot, the right hand.
So he needs to go back to his rookie year to where he played linebacker, and then on obvious passing downs, put him on the edge. Cool.
Who determines who lines up where and when in defense on the defense?
DQ
coordinator.
Exactly. So how do we know he's not lining up where the DQ?
Oh, we know he is. Yeah, but at the same time,
how is it? You're in other words, you're not talking to Micah Parsons now. You're basically talking to Dan Quinn in terms of his usage.
But what Holley was saying that's what he wanted.
Right. And he told us that. We have heard Parsons say that's what he wanted to do. And that's why he put the weight on to do so. Trust me.
I do
exactly.
DN money different. DN money different.
The DN money is different. We know that.
But again, in the end, in the bottom line, and when it all said and done, who determines where he lines up at?
Micah Parsons. if Micah went in and DQ off and was like, "Hey, bro, moving back to linebacker," he gonna tell him no.
Right.
Come on,
I know.
Especially knowing that we didn't have a linebacker when Van Der Esch went down. He could have easily went and stepped in that place.
Dan Quinn, from what I've seen of, is a pretty headstrong person, and I don't see.
He's also players coach too. He's known to be a player.
Right. He's definitely a players coach.
I don't see him letting Micah Parsons or no one else dictate to him where he wants his defense, how he wants his defense set up. I just don't see that personally, but that's just my opinion.
Well, I think the bottom line is it don't matter who's gonna be at that linebacker if we don't get that anchor in the D line in this draft. Because if you don't protect Mike, it don't matter where you put him at.
That's the first thing you said that I could agree to. You're exactly right in terms of that. We got some holes. We got to plug. We got to get deep.
We definitely got to hit a home run in the draft with trying to get somebody to plug the hole for sure.
Right. Yeah, linebacker.
That'll give flexibility at linebacker then.
Yeah, I think
you got Overshown coming back too now. Remember that?
Yep, Overshown. Yep.
Yeah,
when we talked about what our positional want for each person of the day. I think the DT and the linebacker were near the top for me, and offensive lineman.
But DT will make everybody else on the field better though. You get you a good DT. The interior pressure is priceless.
Right.
That's against elite quarterbacks.
Right.
But on that note, man, shoot, we're gonna wrap this up, man. We appreciate y'all tapping in. Let's talking about all this controversy swirling around these Cowboys, man. But,
we got enough to talk about these days.
Yes, sir.
Even though the season is over.
Look forward to more as it comes.
Some folks want to see some things talked about, so that's what we're here for, and we're on it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yep, keep liking, subscribing, and commenting. We got y'all in the comments. I'm staying tapped in with y'all, man. So we appreciate it, man. But until next time.
Yes, sir.